So good morning, it's 26th of May and I'm just showcasing what we did yesterday, so the 25th. It was a very long day, we were both tired, so we didn't actually get to do the video.
There was no time to film.
Yeah, so one thing we did do, and it was Kate's dream to do, was a rockery. And we were really not sure what to do with this area. So this is our car parking area and the first IBC, and this was just like no man's land. We didn't really know what to do with it.
It looked disgusting.
So we're turning it into a rockery and slowly going to build up. Actually cement some rocks onto here, ferns down the side. But we've got some lovely, Kate, your shadow's in the way, sorry lovely.
Oh, sorry.
There we are, I can see them now. Right, so Kate and I went to the Secret Garden. It's a really nice garden centre near Abergavenny, and we bought a load of these lovely little mosses. So this is a type of moss here, it's a carpeting moss. We've got some lovely sedums, so we've got quite a few of those. And then we also have, I found some trailing alpine strawberries further down the land and brought them up. So that was one job. The next job was to start clearing up and laying the hedge. It might look like a bunch of sticks at the moment, but what I'm trying to do is pull the hedgelings into two different directions at once. So we're trying to fill up the gaps. Any gaps that are left, we can just get some very fast growing things, maybe even a clematis on there, and it will just make it look very nice. So I've been doing that. And
Third
then
job was this.
the herb spiral. So yes, we have a lot of herbs on here, but herbs are very beneficial. They're nice for pollinators. They are just really attractive. So we found a load of rocks and we've turned it. I'm going to have to get my shadow out of the way. There we go. We've turned it into this little herb spiral. So underneath here is a tyre to create the initial centre, and then we've just added all these rocks that we found on the land over time.
Can I just describe how it works?
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why it's a herb spiral and this is at the top is because the drier plants will go at the top, things like rosemary, whereas the plants that like more water will go down, cascade, and more water will be down here towards the bottom. So these will be watered more, water-loving plants at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so a few other things that we did. Finish the path off with the aggregate. It needs time to settle, so it is a bit slippery at the moment, but it will get there. It just needs us walking on it more, just to bring it, sort of glue it together. I put in some more lavenders. I was really stoked because I managed to finally find Grosso lavender. It's the Italian lavender that makes the lavender oil, and I've got about 4 of them in here. What you can see is sawdust, so I really watered this bed yesterday. I put down a load of sawdust with some compost maker in there, so as it hits the moist, it will keep it nice and moist underneath, but it will also kickstart the composting process. So I'm actually creating a lasagna bed as I'm going along. The beehive you've already seen, so that's its final resting spot there. We've transplanted some borage from behind me. It was getting too big, and we put it over there. It looks very sorry for itself, but there is a good taproot on it, so it'll just take some time.
It's borage and comfrey as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just down there, that big tall plant, another one from a Secret Garden, a pink currant, which is a French variety. It's very, very sweet. And I've just put a courgette over there. Reason being, I've mowed all this. This was covered like that was over there with like stinging nettles, and I've mulched it down using an old lawnmower. And I've put some veggies and mint. We've also got some raspberries further down. So we've got raspberries just over there. We've got a little blueberry bed down there. I've also started working on trying to tame this into different sections of this trellis. So this is the loganberry here, and as you can see, it started to root at the bottom, so I've just started pulling these this way. So it's going to grow up in this direction, and I've started training our honeysuckle in the opposite direction. So this will all be covered eventually, and I'm going to put a seat here, so it's a nice bit of shade. Also,
flowers are out on your lupins as
yeah,
well.
so my lupin's gone absolutely crazy this year. It's absolutely humongous. I've also bought another lupin. That's a bright red one called, I think it's just called Red King or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we've got Corydalis down there, which is a really nice bee-loving plant, and I think it's so pretty. It creates these lovely sort of like bluebell type flowers, and the bees love it. We've also got some penstemon, which is good ground cover, and of course some foxgloves. They're just everywhere, they're naturalising. Another job we also did in the last couple of days, I've put some Rebecca seeds down here, and just on this side where you can see this new wire, at the bottom we've got some peas.
You put these in as well.
Oh yes, and of course the alyssum. Alyssum, it's not a perennial, it's an annual, but it's very, very good for bees, and it smells like honey. So I've created a little bed there because I really wasn't sure what to do with this space. It was dead space, so put something in there, and of course everything's starting to come up on the allotment. So we've been really busy, almost too busy. We came here at like 3 o'clock yesterday. We didn't leave until 8:30.
8:30, yeah.
So a lot of work's been done, and I've started finally thinning out the mint. So that's why there's now mint over there.
Look how full this bed is, though. It's just like a big hug of green.
So what we're trying to do now is steadily create the guild. So you have, in a food forest, you have your trees, the tall things, the midsection will be the shrubs, smaller plants, and then the ground cover. So adding mint in, mint's a great ground cover. It's quite invasive, but we like that, and it will keep the ground moist. Because one thing we're finding on this side, it gets very dry because it's so open.
It's such a sun-trapped land as well.
Yeah.
We're so lucky, but in other ways it's a bit of
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've also got the forest leek, or the bear leek there. That was a volunteer plant, so that's gone in. So this section here is the beginning of our food forest guild. So we're trying to get this built up like a forest.
Get it going.
Yeah, so that's where we are at now. And we've had some motion on our beans, so all of our little bean seedlings are coming up.
Hello.
So these are our broad beans, my favourite.
Good morning.
So the stuff that's down here is Guinea Pig Mulch. My guinea pigs produce a lot of crap, so it goes on the bed straight away. It's very pH neutral, and it doesn't seem to have that same sort of ammonia or acid burn that things like cow manure and horse manure would otherwise cause, because with those two you have to sort of rot it down. And we've got so many bees around. There he is. So many different types of bee. I think we've identified 20 different bee varieties so far. A lot of them ground nesting, but it's nice to have our seating area here and be able to look at the borage and the comfrey and just see what bees are on here. So yeah, we're really lucky. It's getting there, and it's a lovely hot day, but I'm otherwise exhausted. So yeah, the coloured plant does. Yeah. So we're going to head off now and do some other errands today, and just leave the land to settle.
We're going to do human things today. Human things.
Me, I'm just going to just die in a corner, I think, today.
We're going to add
shattered.
some Alice in Wonderland figurines to the herb spiral as well. So it's going to be magical, there's going to be mushrooms on it. So it's kind of like, yeah.
A bit woo.
A little bit woo. It'll be fun now.
And you might have noticed my nasturtiums, that they're going back to the house because I'm going to do another plant on the house. So yeah, that's where we're at. Thank you for following again. Hope you have a wonderful day. And if you are interested in duck eggs, by the way, it's a good sort of advertisement. These are freshly laid today. Yeah. Absolutely humongous.
Just a moment ago, we just got these.
Yeah. So if you do want some duck eggs and you live locally, pop by our house, or just give us a bell and we can see if we can sort something out for you. But it's £2.50 for 6, £5 for a dozen. All right. Thank you for supporting Lavender Hill.